Hello everyone. Here's another question on algebra. Very simple question. Okay, so we have a designer for a supermarket chain wants to create a cardboard box with a depth of 6 centimeters. He has to make the length of the box 10 centimeters more than the width. So this is the box. This is the depth of the box. This is the width. And here is the length. But the length is 10 centimeters more than the width, which is x. Okay, the first question we have here is, what is the length of the box in terms of x? Of course, we know that the length of the box will be L, and if we designate the length of the box as L, and that will be 10 plus x. Very simple. That's why the topic is basic algebra. So also we have the box is designed so that its volume is 9,000 cubic centimeters. So the volume of this box, okay, is 9,000 cubic centimeters. So we are asked to form an equation involving x using the volume. Okay, already we know that this box has the shape of a cuboid, also known as rectangular prism. And we know that to calculate the volume of a prism, that will be the base area multiplied by the what? Height of the prism. So the height in this case is the depth, then the base area is what? Is length times width. Okay, all right, so then we're also asked to solve the equation and hence give the dimension of the box to the nearest centimeters. Okay, so the first question we are asked is to what? What is the length of the box in terms of x? So we can say let L equals to length of box. Okay, so in terms of x, we are given that the length, okay, he has to make the length of the box 10 centimeters more than the what? Width. Now, length equals to 10 centimeters more than width, okay, which is what? X. That means L will be equals to 10 plus x. So this is the length. Now the second question, form an equation involving x, because the box is designed so that its volume is 9,000 cubic centimeters. Now volume, okay, is given to be 9,000 cubic centimeters. Okay, so that's the volume, and we know that volume of, that's V, the volume of this shape, okay, is the same as the volume of a prism, which is base area times height. So in this case, we have V to be equals to length, okay, times width, then times depth, which is also what? The height. So we know that the length is 10 plus x, then the width is x, okay, and then the depth is 6 centimeters, which is according to the question. So we now have, so let's plug in the value. So we have 9,000 equals to, now we have the length, which is 10 plus x, multiplied by the width, which is x, then multiply by 6. Okay, so length times width times depth. Okay, let's divide both sides. Okay, let's divide both sides by 6. Dividing both sides by 6, then this will be 9,000 divided by 6 equals to x bracket 10 plus x times 6 divided by what? 6. So 6 will cancel out on the right hand side. So we'll be left with x times 10, that will be 10x, plus x times x, that will be x squared. Now, dividing this by 6, of course, we know that when this is divided by 3, that will be 2. And when this is divided by 3, that will be 3,000. Okay, then 3,000 divided by 2, that will be 1,500. So this will be 1,500. So now let's now write this as a standard quadratic equation. So then I'll move this from the right hand side to the left hand side, so that the equation will be x squared plus 10x minus 1,500 equals to 0. So we have a quadratic equation. So remember, we are asked to form an equation in x, an equation involving x. So this is the equation. This is the equation. We can have it this way, any of these two. Okay, that's the equation involving x. Now C, solve the equation and hence give the dimensions of the box to the nearest centimeter. Okay, we want to solve this equation. Okay, now the equation is x squared plus 10x minus 1500 equals to 0. Now let's use quadratic formula. So using quadratic formula, so that will be x equals to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, okay, divided by what? 2a. So from here we know that a equals to 1, b equals to 10, and then c equals to minus 1500. So x will be equals to minus b, and b is what? 10, plus or minus 10 squared minus 4 times a. A is 1, multiplied by minus 1500 all over 2 times 1. And this will be x equals to minus 10 plus or minus, we have 100 minus, so this will be, of course, we know that 15 times 4 is 60. So that will be 6,000. This will be plus 6,000 over 2. Yeah, over 2. So now, okay. So first thing first, let's do it this way. Minus 10 plus or minus, this will be 16. This will be 6,100. 6,100 all over 2. All over 2. Okay, so let's get the square root of 6,100. The square root of 6,100 is 10 root 61. Yes. Okay, so this will be minus 10 plus or minus 10 root 61 divided by 2. So this becomes minus 5 plus or minus 5 root 61. 5 root 61. That is, when we divide each by 2, minus 10 divided by 2, that will be minus 5. 10 root 61 divided by 2, that will be 5 root 61. So we have two values of x in this case. We have the first one to be negative 5 plus 5 root 61. Okay, so we need the value of this. Then also we have x2, which will be negative 5 minus 5 root 61. Okay, so now what is 5 root 61? Okay, that will be 39.0. So we have this, the first one will be minus 5 plus 39.01. Okay, then this will be minus 5 negative 39.01. Now the value of x, okay, must be positive. So which means we are not going to use the value of x2 in this case. So because the solution must be positive. Okay, all right, so what is 39? Okay, 39.01 minus 5, that will be 34.01. So that x will be equals to 34.01. So x will be approximately 34, because here we have solved the equation and hence give the dimensions of the box to the nearest centimeter. So this will be x equals to 34 centimeters. So x is the width. Now the length is 10 centimeters more than the width. So which means the length, the dimensions, let's take the dimensions. The dimensions will be, the length will be 10 plus 34, and that will be 44 centimeters. Then the width is what? 34 centimeters. Then the depth remains 6 centimeters. So we have the dimensions to be 44 centimeters, 34 centimeters, and what? 6 centimeters. So these are the dimensions of the box. the noblest pleasure. It's the joy of understanding. Bye bye.